Hello Flosstube, it's Debbie from Australia. I'm here with my March 2021 cross stitch update and I hope this video finds you well. I've lost count of the number of times I've started. I even got up to the whips and the chair creaked too many times, so the chair's out. New one in to try and stop that noise. I hope everyone had a nice Easter if you celebrate, or a nice break from work if you don't. I had a nice Easter. I had my son, daughter and 2 grandsons for Easter, and Easter Bunny came and visited them, and it was really lovely to be part of it and to see the little fellows. My son-in-law turned up Easter Sunday afternoon. He had been away working for a couple of weeks, so he dropped in to see everyone on his way back to where they live, and after tea on Easter Sunday, son, daughter and the 2 grandkids went home so they could be together for the rest of the time. Whilst here, my son hooked me up with some U-Boot software. I'm hoping the volume, not only the volume but the sound is a lot better. For some reason the previous software was using the webcam to record, but was using the sound from the laptop, which gave you the sound from the fan of the laptop all the time, and I wasn't aware that that was happening. So I'm really hoping sound is a lot better this time. But this new software, with a little bit more practice, I'll be able to transition to the photos as I click through. I'm just not there yet because I'm going to have to be able to look and push buttons to put the photos in, so hopefully this will be the last month I'll do it manually. I usually am pretty good with tech software anyway, so he's hoping it'll be a lot easier and it'll be simply record, check I haven't said anything inappropriate, send it off. So that's a future me to have a look at. Back to stitching. March, I've worked on 20 projects. I had 3 new starts. I had 5 finishes, and I did 37,799, and I really wish I'd stitched one more stitch for the month of March. Got a lot of progress, which will hopefully you'll see in the photos as we go along. We'll start with the whips. First whip I'm going to show you is the Stitching Parlor. From the Stitching Parlor, it is called A Ball at Netherfield. It is the second one in this series that I'm stitching on. This has been lent to me by the lovely Amanda from Pennington Terrace. And as usual, the pattern does not do justice to the project. Excuse me 1 second. Didn't pull the table cloth close enough to put everything else on. Okay, oh, there is, sorry it's not ironed. There is where I'm up to. I'll come in closer to the top section, which I worked on. I believe the last time I worked on this I had the house, so I did the trees, the big trees either side of the house, the bird, all the trees, the swan in the lake and the reindeer across. The colours are really beautiful, and those pinks, I don't think it's gonna, pinks are really beautiful. Little bluebirds. Lovely pattern. So I've only got the Jane, Bingley, Darcy and Elizabeth to go. Take that one away. This is being completed on 28 count white linen, and I started on the 9th of October 2020. The next one, Heaven and Earth Design, a stitch in time. Super size, max colours, work by Aimee Stewart, as I confessed on Full Coverage Fanatics. Had no idea what I was ordering. Saw it, had to have it. There it is, 237 colours. It is very intense, it is very beautiful, and I do hope I get to finish before I carve it. This is where I'm up to. I am using this for, go away. I'm doing this for, 21,000 stitches in 21. I am going to get well past that because in May I'm going to be mainly magnanimous May. This will be the project I use. I will still complete the temperature chart for May. I will still do the May Snowflower Diaries chart, and I believe it's Brenda and the Serial Starter are having a sale on the 8th of May, starting the 8th of May, a Blackbird design sale, and I may start Eleanor from the Beatles collection on that one on that weekend. But other than those, this will get all my attention. I'm so pleased. I am so close to finally getting past where I was when I restarted it the last time. So if I manage to get similar stitching numbers that I have in the past, technically I should have twice this amount, and I think I'm going to go across. So if worse comes to worse, I can do the frame them individual shelves if need be, which I probably won't, but it is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I'm trying desperately not to say I love it after every whip, but I do. Next. Oh, where's that coming from? It's the photo. It's a really, really heavy Bellatrix from Filipina. I'm not quite sure where that glare is coming from. She's beautiful, beautiful. Before I recommence on this one, I had to undo all the work I had done on the dress because I used the wrong colour, which was annoying. Now, can I come on? Okay, that's it all in. It is beautiful, beautiful. I did get, let me roll this up. She's so big. She's on 28 count Stormy Sky from SewitAll in Australia. I did get all the floral work done down the bottom. I was waiting on the only Karen Water Lilies to get that. The candle's beautiful. The cat's gorgeous. I can't wait to work more on her dress. And then I went up, and knowing what I'm like, I decided to do, where is that light coming from? Try that one. I tried to do I'm going to get the window done. There we go. Before I go any further, because once she's done, then I don't want to get bored. She's lovely. I have darkened, probably doesn't show yet, I have darkened her skin slightly. Put it back here again. Just not going to hang to it. The fabric is gorgeous fabric. This is gorgeous fabric. I'll get that crease out. Where is it? This is being done on 28 count Stormy Sky and I started it on the 29th of the 1st 2021 for a sale being done by Julie from Kansas City Girl in the Colorado world, and it is called Bellatrix Birthday Sale. I wasn't going to do this, Again, Amanda from Tennington Terrace saw this and she said, oh, this is you. No, but then as soon as I had an excuse to do it, yep. Ooh, sorry, had to be done. Next one I am working on, sort of put a stop on that because this one, because there was a bit of controversial about it and it's all been sorted, I believe. This is from Fox and Rabbit. It is a Botany Bay sampler, and I loved it because it's the only sampler I have seen that depicted anything to do with Australia, and that is why I wanted it. This is, as I said, my first sampler. It is, I am doing it on the cord 4 fabric. I am doing it with cord 4 threads. I lashed out and I got everything that was called for. There is a lot of stitching in this. That is basically just do it. They're not cross stitches, especially when we get up to those boats. Like there's diagonal satin stitch on the roof. The poles are just stitched, but coming up to the boat with all the wires and everything, the rigging for the boat, a lot of that's freehand. There are birds up high that are going to be done freehand. This is being completed on 36 count legacy from Picture This Plus. I started it on the 16th of December 2019 and it really hasn't had a lot of work. I have now completed everything, this hand, from there down. Hands off the peacock. The house is quite large, and this is just row. This is just row after row, lots and lots of stitching for the land, I believe, or the cliffs of Sydney Cove, Botany Bay Cove. I really do love that one. The next one I have is Funky Menagerie. It is a sale, or was a sale, being done or created by Stephanie at Lindy Stitches. I technically have finished it, but for March, that was March. So you do get to see the whole thing. I'm going to make a project bag out of it. Some of those animals are so cute. They all are. So cute. So cute. And up the top, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought there was another half of a spider coming, but I think that's a mozzie. When I look at it, I think it's a mozzie with a stinger. And I thought, because it came on section 1, I thought the other half of the spider was going to turn up. But no. And it's lovely. And it is funky. And I love it. I do love it. And I'm going to put it in a project bag so I can see it all the time. Next is a garden party by Nora Corbett. I saw her latest, or the latest one Whip Tilt released. Not a fan. Not a fan. Looks like someone's wrung the poor girl's neck and thrown her in the water and she's just floating there waiting to be found. Very sad. I'm sure that's not what it's supposed to be, but that's what comes out to me. This one is a gift, or will be a gift for my best friend. And I have finished their dresses up to their arms. I get the pattern back. So their dresses, both dresses are fully completed up to their arms. So it's their arms, their heads, and then all that beautiful, beautiful lantern work to come. Look at the neck on the one in the grey. I'm probably going to have to do it. Come on, where's the real colour? Not seeing the real colour. This used to come up really lovely. I think I'm too late in the day near the window, but it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. I'll flip it over. Up there is where all the lanterns will be. So I was sort of looking for a, you know, night, cloudy night, bit of sunset still into it. So that is where the lanterns will turn up, and I think it will be really nice. So I was going to do the skin technically 1/1, but it would have been 1/1/4 because it's Aida, and I decided it is 18 count Aida called Dragon Queen from Colour Cascades. I started on the 12th of March 2020, and I think because it's 18 count I'm just going to do normal stitches on it, and I think we'll be fine. And I think I have to leave the neck as it is because it might throw all my lanterns out of whack if I try and change it. Next one. Sorry for the glare. Isn't he magnificent? It's just called Owl. There's the name. Looks like Andriana. I've never looked at that before. Beautiful, beautiful boy. Again, it's a shiny, shiny pattern, so it's very hard to get rid of the glare off him. I'm sort of doing, it's not owl, but I believe the lovely Anne called it an owl off. Because there's three of us. Anne, who doesn't do Flosstube, and Amanda from Pennington Terrace, we've all got this. Look at that wing. Look at that wing. Isn't that just magnificent? Where's that light in the corner coming from? It is beautiful. There are so many blends. So many blends, but it is gorgeous. From the pattern, oh no, I think I've still got a fair bit of wing. I think I'm probably only about there. I've probably got another 2 pages of wings yet. It's about 4 foot or what's 4 or 5 feet wide. It's not very narrow, not very high, I should say. They don't actually give you the dimensions on here at all. Oh yes, it does. 85 by 18 centimeters. That will be. It's a big, massive piece of material, but I love all those blends and how they're coming out. And it took a while, but I finally worked out how to. It won't go into Pattern Keeper, but I found a way of making it work for me. The next pattern is this cutie boy. This is from Nikkipattern on Etsy, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous little raccoon. He's a real cutie. And it took me a while. I'm getting close. I really want to get to his eyes. I really want to get to his eyes. I haven't stitched on him in April yet, so I really hope to get down to his eyes. I think they're so beautiful. And it's very clever in its colouring, and it's a joy to work on. This is on, oh, I haven't written it down. I think it's like a 28 count even weave, and I started on the 15th of February, and this and the owl are part of the only 41 sow with animal instinct. I think I finished the other two that I started 4. Yes, I did. One's a finish today, the other one was a finish back in February. Next one, Strawberry Fields Forever, Blackbird Designs. I'm going to do all of these. This one I have done on a pink fabric. So I'm going to do Strawberry Fields and Eleanor Rigby on the pink, Blackbird and Long Winding Road on a beigey brown, and the two underwaters on a blue. But they'll be the same, so I can, ooh, the pink's coming out there. It's not heavily in paste as it is, but that is where I'm up to. This is 40 count Orchid from XJudesign. I bought this fabric on Stash Unload. I started on the 3rd of November 2020. 1/2 on 40 count. It is lovely. And as you can see, this will probably be finished by this month. And that's why I'll probably allow myself to start Eleanor in May. Just that one little bit to join in on. The sale. The next whip is my temperature chart that I got from Jardine Privé's website. It is free. She has houses, she has these, but these are bobbins and I really, really like them. And I have got March completed, January, February, March completed. And I don't know if you can see that, but in March I've got quite a few bobbins that are all the same colour. There's only about 5 degrees in my colour range, the colour range my husband sorted for me up the top there. Stop moving. -10, -6, -2, 2, 7, 12, 16, 20, 25, 27, 29, no, that's 34, 38, and then 43 to cover the maximum we're likely to get, but where everyone else is coming to spring, we're still in autumn, coming up to winter. 22 count Aida, started on the 7th of January this year. Next one, Little House Needleworks to the library. Now I've got to this one, I have realised I can now make the decision about the names on the books. Again, this will be a finish this month. That's the whole thing, and I'll come up close to the 3 I have done. I think I'll have to stick with the white wording on the books because from the distance it's the only one you can read. This was the Western that I did this month. Beautiful white covered wagon. The plants, I think they're forget-me-nots maybe. A very pale blue. Night sky, just roaming around exploring. So one more vignette this month, so this will be an April finish as well. That is being done on 32 count vintage antique ivory linen, and I started it on the 6th of November 2019. So it'll be nice to get another 19 project off. The last whip in the pile is White Christmas from Nora Corbett. I don't know, this one may be finished in April too. These, no, you're not going to see it. It's beautiful purple. It is a beautiful purple. I don't think anything I can do will show that to you. No, it won't, so go away. I worked on her face and her neckline. She's lovely in her hands, I think. Come on. She's beautiful. And again, no, come on. We've got all the glow in the dark over here. There's a huge window behind her, and it's got icicles and beads and sparklies and snowflakes all to be coming on. That greenery in her hair, it's sort of like she's got a floral setting on her head. She's lovely. To check out her face, one of those stitches on there looked a bit wonky, but she hasn't been ironed. But she's beautiful. She's beautiful. And it is on Underground King 40 count from Colour Cascades, and I started it on the 30th of March 2020, and that's getting close to the colour of the purple. So those were my whips. Finishes. Not all scrunched here. That's my new start. First finish for March is Geranium by Nora Corbett. She was done on one of my favourites called Swamp, and again, our lighting is going to let me down. Swamp is lovely. Oh yes, there we go. Swamp's beautiful. It's a lovely neutral. She's got so many beads. And she's really lovely. Really lovely. I was very happy with her. So that's Geranium from Nora Corbett. Next is the March item from Snowflake Diaries set. Little March. I had a really good idea to finish this. It may not work, but I also found like a sandwich board locally, and I might be using that. If the other one doesn't work, I'm going to have to try it first. So that's March. It's a start and finish for March. They are being done on 32 count sapphire linen, and it's Snowflower Diaries. If you Google Snowflower Diaries, these are free patterns, and they are gorgeous. I'm waiting for June because there's got a big fat bear and he's gorgeous. I'm very excited to finish. If anyone sees me on Instagram, I've already done it. A lady named Ella. She's gorgeous. I have mocked her up how I'm going to do her, but this is a mock-up at this stage. She will be framed like this. The black, I can't use what's in here. It was a 3 picture frame, and I'd hoped to be able to use the middle one to fix the sides, but it's not nice and neat, so I've actually gone down last week and I bought some trim to go in there to do the same thing, but she's lovely. And on the back I'm going to include this on the back explaining that it is a cross-stitched version of a fashion design, which is just beautiful. That is the actual fashion design by the designer. And I was hoping, when I did her signature on the side, that doesn't count as being a forgery. One would hope it isn't. The only difference, I think, on Instagram, I hadn't found the beads on her necklace, her earring. There's a couple of bigger ones on their skirt. I had black ones in there because I couldn't find these grey ones, but I managed to find them, so I took the others off and put these on. So I can't wait to finish her up properly. Do not fall down. Mojo Stitches, Bushland Quaker. Love this the moment that I saw it and I had to do it. Again, it hasn't been ironed and it's a mock-up, but that's what she's going to look like. And it's lovely. It's in a thicker frame. I bought a second one ready for take wing, another one in the series. And with Jo, she actually has on her blog, the non-Australians and a couple of Australians I learned as well, she has on her blog all the stories about what plants and the birds that she used in here, and it's lovely. It's lovely, and I intend to find a way of putting that on the back, so anyone who sees that, if they have any doubts, they can have a look. And it is really, really, really lovely. Down here they are cockatoos, and I might have to, you can actually see them in real life, but they're not going to show up there. But it's beautiful, and I'm very, very, very happy with it. That was done on 40 count lemon butter from JaysXstitch on Etsy. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. My last finish is the Witcher emblem from Pixel Stitch Patterns. Very easy pattern to follow. Again, this is just a mock-up because I can't find my staple gun. It'll be put on a canvas. It's lovely. It's on 30 count black Lagana. I think there's 3 colours. That's all that's in there. There is also another pattern that says toss a coin to the Witcher, which I will do on black to go beside it. But it's hung up. Beautiful. Lovely pattern. So those are my finishes. My starts were the model stitch March that showed in the finishes. And of course, I had to start. It's in plastic. Are you going to be? Yes, you are. I'm sorry, I've got everything else out. This is Take Wing, which is the second in the Bushland series of from Mojo Stitches on Instagram. Look at it. It's got brogers. Actually, I can tell you what it's got. Because again on her blog, you can go and get the printout. I've just copied them and made them smaller to get them on 2 sheets. There are on there the superb fairy wren, there's an egu, there's brolgas, there's galahs, the kookaburra is yet to come, the tawny frogmouth. I love the tawny frogmouth. It's such a most unattractive bird. Where are you? He's in there. I can't spot him at the moment. Black swans, Gouldian finches, king parrot, sacred kingfisher, satin bowerbird, and I've got sturt desert peas. Oh, they're beautiful. It's a tawny frogmouth. What am I doing? There he is. But beautiful, beautiful pattern. And what is even more beautiful is Jo sent me this as well as the threads, because she said I was so kind about her patterns, and it is not hard to be kind, and it was so thoughtful and so beautiful. So I've been able to start that. I didn't have to wait for she sent it to me just after the expo, so I could start it. That is where I am up to. I have done the galahs over here. I have done the emu. I have done the fairy wren, which is fairy wren. Which hand am I doing? This one. Fairy wren, which is one of my favourites. And again, this is lemon butter. Come on. Lemon butter from JaysXstitch on Etsy, 40 count, and I started this on the 13th of March. Let me put some white near the fabric. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. So that was my third new start for March. Pile's getting quite large there. Purchases. I've only got a few standard ones. We have got the thread clubs I am in from once a Stitch in Time down in Tasmania. They are the Gentle Arts. Beautiful colours. Week's Classic Colourworks. Week's Dye Works. What's that one called? Candy Apple. Oh, Candy Apple. Lovely colour, Candy Apple. And Sourdough, maybe? I was thinking of pulling out this because they're all greens. If I didn't say it right, that's what they are. This was March's collection. I said they're all greens. You're not all greens. You're not all greens. There's a lot of greens, but there are also a lot of blues. So, I'll show you on the back of this. I normally don't take them out of the plastic because I was saying, you know, they're green, they're all green. They're all green. No, they're not all green. Blues and greens so far, but that's obviously how their palette works. So they're in new Miracle, so I'm a bit happier with those because I have got a pattern I wanted to use some silks on because I think it's going to be a beautiful pattern. Hopefully purple's going to be the next. I've got the blues and the greens, but I need some purples and gold. So I'll wait a little while. I'm in no hurry to get those done. So they're the thread packs. Then I placed an order with number 12. Handmade at number 12. Number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy. These are beautiful. These are beautiful fabrics. How are we going to go? Yep. Beautiful grey. Beautiful grey. Beautiful grey. It is this is a 36 count and it's called Steely Nights. And I think that would be really good for a pattern that had a lot of white in it. It's lovely. I also got, and I won't unwrap this. This is Cadet Blue in 40 count. Look at the beautiful labels, and she has them all written up what they are on them. So this is Steely Night. Beautiful blue in 40 count. That might be good actually. That might be good for the two blue ones in the, because it's a 40 count, isn't it? 40 count? Yes, that would work for the two blue ones in the Beatles collection, Blackbirds. I also purchased, these are so beautiful, some bling for your threads. This one is an old-fashioned sewing machine and it has a sewing machine charm there. This is to go with my bee. It's very, I think it's sort of captured from the pattern. It's gorgeous. And they came with these gorgeous little egg chick, which is lovely. And that's what it is. Number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy. Beautifully packaged. It was a real delight. This one is this one's supposed to be a scissor fob because it's got the hanger on it. The others, I've just got them hung off as decorations because I think they're really beautiful. And as well as that, she slipped in as a freebie a little set of thread drops to go with them, which was really, really nice. Very quick on the postage, very prompt, very, very lovely. The other thing hasn't turned up yet because I've been waiting for it to turn up in Joe's shop, and I thought I printed it bigger than this. Joe did released in, I'm sorry, that's a little, released in the expo. Come on, put my hands on something so I don't shake. This is Sarah Hanley. $18.47. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And again, on her blog, she gives you a story where she's tried to trace Sarah, all the details on it, the mistakes she's made and how she's kept them as part of it. It is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I have been waiting for it to show up on Jo's website so I could get it from her. We had a discussion, and in the end, she generously wanted to send it to me, which was too kind. I bought my copy and it will be coming, and the lovely Jo will be slipping in an extra copy that I can send out to a lucky winner at a future video. So if you're interested in Sarah Hanley, 1847, she's got a beautiful big white house. Beautiful big white house. I tend to think with the chilies and everything, come on, with the chilies and everything, I think it's I think it could be South American, Mexico. Beautiful. Can't wait for it to turn up. And the generosity of Jo to send a copy so I can send one out to, or have it as a giveaway in on my channel. I think that is all the stitching. I always have quite detailed notes below with Flosstubers mentioned. Links if I can. I've hopefully fixed the links to the other Flosstubers I mentioned. What works on the computer doesn't necessarily work on the YouTube, but I think I have fixed that this month, as well as links to Ingleside Imaginarium, Mojo Stitches and Pitchell Sticks patterns for the finishes that I have done. So there's links to those. The other thing is in March is when we have our local show. I put 4 entries in this year. I'll show you that in a minute. And first one was Wisteria. She's lovely. That is also Underground King, but it's 32 count. Beautiful, beautiful pattern, I thought. She got nothing. This one is the one everyone thought would win. This is Mermaids of the Deep Blue. Again, Bling City. I framed them myself and I don't think I did too bad of a job. I went down to get them framed and they said, oh no, 6 months. Okay. I put in the unframed section my Meow block, the buttons and the top, and this is why I said it would come out this month. You can see it a bit better because I've taken the glass out. We're going to darken the light to put that light back on. This is Spring Quaker from Reyes Banner, Rosewood Manor. That's the one I thought would do the best. It is done 40 count on lavender fields from Colour Cascades using 1 strand of the cord 4 threads. Like I said, the mermaid and the wisteria, nothing. I was a bit surprised my mum's annoyed because she really likes the mermaids. She reckons they're blind, but you know what mums are like. The block got first in its category, so that was very nice. The Spring Quaker got first in its category, and then it went on and got champion in all the needlework. So that was quite lovely. Last year I actually got banners this time. I got this beautiful floret. If I think of it, I'll put the Grand Champion in. The Grand Champion was a quilt and it was simply magnificent. Just looking at it from afar, it was superb, but the sheer thought of how the goodness the person didn't go mad trying to stitch it all together, it was very, very an amazing pattern. And because so many of you are quilters, I will put a note to show you who got Grand Champion. Because I said to my mum, I'm not a Grand Champion this year, I'm only a champion, but that's plenty good enough. I just like, because I've lived here all my life, and I was 50 when I found out all these other patterns you could buy, like not in quick kits. I was 50 before I came across a Mirabilia or a Nora Corbett. That's probably why now I'm so desperately trying to get them all done, because I was well behind the 8-ball, because they just didn't have that sort of stuff in my town, and we didn't go terribly far. We went to the same place. We used to go back a Burke, which is a fair way out in New South Wales, to visit my grandfather, so they didn't have craft stores out there. So I've got a lot of time to catch up on. So that was my show wins. So very pleased, very proud. Thought it was lovely. Now the other thing I was going to show while I had Bellatrix out, and that is, I had a lot of trouble kitting up Bellatrix, but mainly, you know, times, all the rest of it. One of the shops I ordered the Karen Water Lilies from said it was on back order, and I thought, oh, God knows how long it will take to get here, so I thought I'd order it from another store. And believe it or not, I got them 2 days apart. But come on, oh, you're not going to see it, but one's really dark purples, one is really lovely purples, and the other one's got so much orange in it. It's not showing up as well as I would have liked to have shown you, but there is a big difference in those dye lots. I don't think they have dye lot. All the information on there is identical. They both say they're both royal jewels. Turn that one off. They both say they are both royal jewels, but when you see them together, very, very big difference. Which you can't see at all, but I use the darker one with the purples because that's me, but the other one, there is really, there's no way if you needed two, it just shows you if you need two, get them from the same shop, because they aren't, they're chalk and cheese in real life. Anyway, I believe that is it. I will go and hopefully for the last time insert the photos. I'll be able to do it automatically and show you, well, you'll see what you see normally anyway. I hopefully haven't forgotten anything. I wish you all well. I hope you stay safe, and I'll see you next month. Thank you.